Hey, I am Havilah Malone.
And I'm Regina Carver again.
Yes, here for another episode of Rethink.
Uncut.
Ow! Rethink Uncut, where we question life from different points of view.
This girl is on fire.
And we are back discussing an amazing tool that will help you to be able to accomplish your goals in a book written by someone who you know and love, by Miss Regina Carver, on how will I accomplish my goals. Last week we got an opportunity to talk about some of like the steps, those 6 simple steps to proven success. We got an opportunity to kind of go through that. If you didn't get an opportunity to see that show, then just check out the ReThink Uncut channel and you can go through and get that information. But we're going to go through like a quick just recap, because we're in that time of year and in a time of life where we have things we want to do. We will have things that we want to accomplish, and we're done holding back. We're done being stopped. We're done running into the obstacles and then not following through. We're ready to get our goals accomplished. So Regina's going to walk through those 6 simple steps to be able to help us do that. So Regina, tell us all.
Yeah, and I'd like to say, this is the season for resolutions, and people trying to figure out how to navigate goals. But a friend of mine once said to me that New Year's Day is every day.
Amen.
And that did stick with me because it's so true. We have a chance every day to just start again. So this process on goals and how to achieve them could be used any time of the year. Any time of the year. There's just so much focus on it right now, though. And just to recap the steps, step 1 is to establish what your goal is and why you want it, because that will definitely give you this power to know that, okay, I know why I'm doing this, and help you to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
It can actually empower you. Yeah. And step 2 is to determine whether what you're doing fits what you're trying to accomplish. Meaning, we talked about the marathon thing, and sitting on the couch doing nothing, that's not fitting what your goal is.
Yeah, if you want to run a marathon, then you can't just sit on the couch.
Paying attention to, the strategy you have is important. Then 3 is fulfilling, figuring out will this goal be fulfilling for you and others? Is it harmful to you or others? And just having that sense of, this feels good. This feels good can help you stick to it. And then 4 is to observe what you're doing, to know where you stand, and to be able to look and see if you're going in the right direction. Does it make sense to make adjustments? And all throughout the book, I mentioned about, making adjustments along the way. And step 4 is where you can actually make a spreadsheet, or make sure you're journaling on what you're doing. That way you have something to observe and measure. Mm-hmm. That is so important, that tangible part that, I've just been thinking about doing X, Y, and Z, but to actually have something to look at to validate whether you're going the right way, or do you need to go a different route.
Like, how will you know if you're achieving your goal if you're not measuring it?
Right, exactly. It can almost be frustrating, just kind of, I think I'm doing the right thing, or taking the right steps along the way, and not knowing could be detrimental. And then step 5 is the result. After you're reviewing everything and you have some measurable report or spreadsheet, or however you're gathering your information to look at, is it resulting in what you plan to accomplish, what your goal is? And then step 6 is time limit. Give it a time limit, because that is something that could actually motivate you. Like, okay, I better make sure I'm doing XYZ today so I can hit my target.
Yep, you want to accomplish it. Set a date. Set a date.
Yeah.
I love that. So that's the 6 steps kind of in, a nutshell, and you can get more information about that in the book itself. But what we're going to talk about is those hidden obstacles, those things that get in our way that stop us from being able to accomplish that goal. So we've made the effort, we've established the goal, we found out if it was a good fit, we saw if it was fulfilling for us or not, we've observed it, we looked at the results, and then we made sure that it was timed. But what if we still aren't making progress? Then, share with us some things that can help with those obstacles that come up.
Yeah, because even I have that problem sometimes. Set a goal and then, okay, but I'm not moving on anything. I'm like kind of stuck. And what I do is, in those instances, just one tool is to really observe or be aware of your thoughts and really questioning your thoughts and really paying attention to what you're thinking about, what you want to accomplish. I mean, to really question them. Yes, some of that can happen during the process, but to go back to the basics of what does this mean for me?
Did you say in the book, you said a limiting belief is a thought you've decided is true for you, but it may not be. And your awareness of a limiting belief gives you the power to take action to overcome it. And then I loved this illustration or this quote that you came up with. You said, a smooth sea never made a skillful sailor.
Yeah, I read that somewhere. The author is unknown, but yeah, there's going to be some challenges along the way. But to actually be aware of that limiting belief, like there's no way I'm going to be able to run a marathon, could be a limiting belief about that. But to examine that belief and figure out how to get around it, that could be your effort on your way to accomplishing your goal. And the author Byron Katie.
Oh, I love Byron Katie.
Her material, she's an author, and her material really helps you to examine your thoughts and to really help you to look inside out to determine what you can do for things that may be hindering your progress. But then there's other things too. The limiting belief thing is definitely something that can stop you in your tracks. And it may come from you or somebody else, but just having a good hold on what you can do can make the difference.
And just making some effort to move forward. So just one small step to be able to move forward. And you gave the example about the marathon, and it made me remember a time when I had a goal to be able to do like a race, like some type of race or whatever. Here in New Orleans, we have like the Crescent City Classic, all this, and a lot of different ones. And I remember one day driving up to this restaurant, and they had a sign in the window, and it said that like the Crescent City Classic was coming up, the 10K. And I was like, man, one day I'm gonna do that, like one day, And then I leave, go get my food, leave, went back home, and then maybe like a week later at that same restaurant, I saw that sign again. It was just like, you know what? One day could be today. So I was like, I found out, like, so matter of fact, that was like a Thursday. The race was that Saturday. Now I hadn't trained. I didn't know what in the world, but I was like, something in me was like, okay, let's just make an effort to make this happen.
Back to the effort thing.
Yes. And I literally, and it was about a shift in my limiting beliefs. I was like, wait, you need to train for months for this. You need to, have a trainer that helps you get prepared. 10K. How far is 10K? Is that 10 miles? Like, I don't even know, but there was something inside that made me just go ahead, take the step. And that first step was to go over and get registered. I went and registered for that race. I showed up the day of that race, and I ended up doing the 10K, which was actually like 6.2 miles or something like that. But I did it. And it was just like taking that
that
effort,
example.
making that step of
Yes.
doing something. You know, maybe you can't do the whole race or whatever. What if you walk instead of having to run? What if you just did any small thing to move forward? So I love that this book breaks down like where you could actually write out a schedule for yourself. You could write out specific steps to be able to move forward. And I want to jump into like, what are some things that people can do?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know you're all about the let's do something. Like, what are things that people can do to make their goals come true?
Yeah. Some of the things that we can do is come up with affirmations for yourself. I like the ones that rhyme, really, because I can remember it better just when I'm in a pinch. But even some around effort, making an effort. And one I put in here is when the effort I make is toward what I believe, my goal is what I achieve. So just something simple like that, you know.
The effort I make is toward what I believe. It's my goal.
My goal is what I achieve. Mm-hmm. So just a simple rhyme or something like that. You know, if it is to be, it is up to me. Even saying something like that even can kind of snap you out of it. Taking a deep breath sometimes, just being aware of where you are. And that's what I talk about in the book too, just knowing that in the present is absolutely a present and gift to us, because that's where we can make an effort in that present moment. That's where we can hear spirit guiding us or any messages coming through. But sometimes just taking that breath and being aware of where you are and how you feel can help. That's something simple that we all can do. Another one.
What else you got? What else you got? So we got
Just
affirmations, and wonderful to use on a daily basis to recondition that mind towards moving forward.
Right, exactly. Just sometimes what I do also is to focus on one word, even peace. Even just peace, or relax, just
Oh my God, I feel my body doing it. Even as you're saying the words or whatever, it's like, ooh.
Breathe and relax. Yeah.
You about to put me to sleep. Hold on, stop.
Right. And then another one is sometimes when I sit down to start working on a goal, I'm thinking about, okay, did I leave something sitting on the counter in the kitchen, or something like that. And sometimes just clearing up these little attachments to things that's pulling our energy. I need to make that phone call. I can't even focus on what I'm doing because I'm thinking about a phone call I need to make. So just clearing up some small things like that can help you get back to what you're trying to accomplish sometimes. Did I leave the keys, in the car, or whatever the case may be? Sometimes it's just those small little distractions that may take us away from what we're trying to do for the next 15 minutes that's towards our goal.
Absolutely. So there's simple, easy things that you can do to be able to keep yourself focused, to be able to keep yourself on track, to be able to accomplish your goal. And for more of those tips and tools, you know exactly where to go. Pick up a copy of How Will I Achieve My Goals?
Yeah.
6 simple steps to proven success.
And it's very short.
It is a read that you can do in this amount of time, but you're going to get so much gold out of this book. So go to Amazon, check it out. You can also go to reginacarver.com to be able to get more information, and then share with everybody your email address so they can reach out to you if they have any questions. But you want to go pick up a copy of this book today.
If there's any questions for me directly, then you can always email us at ReThinkUncut@gmail.com. Or Regina Carver Coaching @gmail.com. Either one. And I'll be glad to answer any questions. Absolutely. But it's a short read by design, and you will definitely have a guide on what you can do to move forward. I wish I had it, oh my goodness, years ago. And that's how it came about too. having read so many books, but what can I do? What can I do now?
Then you got the tool right here in this book. And we always want to remind you all, if you have comments or questions, you can always email, text us, or just type in below in the comment box, or you can email us at rethinkuncut@gmail.com. And we thank you so much for joining us for this very special part 2 of letting you know how you can achieve your goals. So I'm Havilah Malone.
I'm Regina Carver, and be empowered. You can do it.
Yes. And we will see you next week.